Hey besties! It's been a minute. You guys, today's conversation is we're going to talk about Obeah. I know some of you might have already clicked off of this video, but that's okay. But if you're still here, welcome and peace. Hi, welcome. So for those of you who don't know, if you're new here, because I know a lot of people are gonna find me or are gonna be guided to my channel, welcome. What's poppin', what's good? It's your girl, the Cosmic Phoenix. You in here? What's poppin', Revo? Welcome. So today's topic, we're going to be talking about Obeah, okay? But for those of you who don't know me, what's poppin', what's good? It's your girl, the Cosmic Phoenix. My name is Carla. I am a board certified registered nurse, okay? I quit my nursing career to follow my... Yeah, I like to use colorful words, okay? To follow my motherfucking passion, my soul, okay? And allow my soul to do its work and to start guiding me. So I quit my nursing job last year, February. So I've been self-employed for about a year now. And I love the freedom. I love the freedom. And I'm super fucking excited. The path, I'm going to say this. There's challenges and things that you will experience on that path if you're choosing to be self-employed, but it is so worth it when you truly trust in yourself and trust in your power that is within you and trust in your spirit team and know that they got your back. Like, the challenges is stepping stones, it's lessons, it's experiences and things that you're taking with you and learning from and sharing it as your knowledge and your wisdom that you're offering the people them. All right, so with that being said, yes, I am a registered nurse. I do spiritual coaching. I call myself a social media activator because when you tap in with me, baby, you're going to be activated, okay? When you tap in with me, you're going to, if you've never heard of this information before, it's going to start to activate you. It's going to start to make you have these aha moments, okay? And it's going to start to empower you from within. I'm not empowering you. The empowering is coming from within, okay? So that is very important. I also want to say that everything that you need is already within you, okay? You are divine spiritual beings. This message is for spiritual beings, period. Y'all know me. Y'all know how I bop. If you're new here, I'm talking to the gods. I'm talking to the goddesses, okay? I'm talking to the spiritual beings, the divine ones, the divine messengers. I'm talking to you, okay? The witches, the warlocks, the prophets, like whatever you want to define yourself. I'm speaking to you, If that's not you, that's okay. But this message is not for you, so bye. If that's not you. But if you soul family, what's poppin', what's good, y'all? I've been looking for y'all for a long time. Hi! I'm so fucking excited because this topic is something that is so taboo. Talking about Obeah, it is so taboo, right? Even me posting saying that I was gonna be going live talking about this, like, it was getting some resistance, which I knew that. I'm not surprised. However, this has been divinely orchestrated. This is divine order. It cannot be stopped. It was written, okay? So now is our time to rise up and step into your power. Step into your knowing. Step into your knowing. It's no more like, oh, I think I have these gifts. I guess. No. It's time for knowing. You have to know and you have to walk in it, okay? And I'm gonna help you. See, Spirit, give us the thumbs up. I'm gonna help you, okay? So I'm just gonna do like a quick reintroduction because, again, I know a lot of people are going to be finding me and following me and things like that. So shout outs to y'all. If you're watching the replay, if you're watching it live, shout outs to y'all. Drop it in the comments. Let me know if you watch this live or you watch the replay of this, okay? So for those of you who don't know, my name is Carla. Right, I'm from Brooklyn, New York, born and raised in Brooklyn, okay? My family, I am Jamaican, okay? So sometimes you will hear the patois chip in and out and them things there. So big up to all of my Caribbean massive, big up to my Jamaicans, big up to the Trinis, big up to the Haitians, big up to the Haitians. Shout out to Dirty Bookman because he been coming to me so heavy. When I say he been coming to me so heavy, big up to Dirty Bookman who has made his presence known. I'm also a medium and a channeler. Okay, and so some of you, a lot of you are those things as well. You channel, you may be speaking to spirits, you may be seeing things right now or hearing things and thinking that you're tripping or bugging out. No, you're not. You're being activated. Your gifts are coming online. So don't be afraid. That's okay, okay? So I am also a social media content coach. So I help the girlies with their content, okay? So I'm gonna be the person that if you're ready to dive into digital products, social media, enhance your online presence, then I'm gonna be the motherfucker for you, okay? I'll be the one for you. You found me. You found me. I'm going to help you. I have a program called the Spiritual Baddies Content Empire. It is a monthly membership right now where you can tap in and learn all the things about social media. If you're someone who is shy, you've never been on Instagram, you have messages but you're so shy to speak about it, to talk about it, you may be maybe of the older generation and you need help and guidance on how to maneuver social media and things like that, I am the person for you, okay? So tap in with me. I also have a free community that you can click the link in my bio to join. We don't only talk about content, we talk about mystical things, we talk about spirituality, meditation, crystals, herbs. We talk about everything in their ancestors, like magic, all of that, rituals, all of that, okay? Shadow work, okay? So that's what I wanted to say. That's the introduction. Okay, that's the introduction. So if you see me looking around and stuff like that, it's because the birds and stuff like that like to come and pay visits to me. And birds are messengers, okay? And so I honor the spirit animals, like those messages that come from the animals, that's from spirit. So yeah, so I'm so excited. Like, this has been a long time in the making, y'all, because again, this topic of Obeah is so taboo, especially in the Caribbean community, because it has such a stigma around it and we're gonna get into that. I have my notes here in my notebook so that I don't miss out on certain things. And yeah, so let's jump in. So where do I want to start? I'm flowing with this video, y'all, because they have been nudging me. When I say my spirit team has been nudging me for a while, shout outs to Professor Melanie, because about 2 years ago, I think it's 2 years ago, about 2 years ago, I went to a retreat for Spiritual Ascension University. And when she was on the stage, she started calling people's names out and was telling them stop hiding. And so I'm sitting there in the chair, and then she goes, "Carla, stop hiding." I was like, oh my God. Right? And so this whole time, like, I always hear her in my head saying, "Carla, stop hiding." And so I do think that it was partially about me hiding, like, how I am. Like, I was learning how to be myself, finding myself again, because in 2022, I had gotten locked up for assault, okay? And during that time, in 2020, y'all know what was going on in 2020. I'm a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for 6 years. So at that time, the whole world was being urged to do something, right? And so I just felt it in my spirit, like my ancestors, peace, beautiful. So my ancestors had told me, for those of you who are just joining, we're talking about the science of Obeah, okay? So this is really like a taboo topic in the Caribbean community, especially, and even outside of the Caribbean community. Like, it is something that has a stigma, a negative stigma and connotation around it, and I am here to release that, to help the efforts in showing you what it really is and shining light on it, okay? So in 2020, when the whole world was being forced to do that, I wasn't awake at that time. Like, I had spiritual things happen to me. My father passed away in 2010. Shout out to my father, Colin George Clark. I don't want to say passed away, but he transitioned into eternal life in 2010. My dad had prostate cancer stage 4, and so I was 18 at the time. It took like, and I'm a daddy's girl. To this motherfucking day, I'm a daddy's girl, okay? And my family know I'm a daddy's girl too. Like, daddy's girl, like, I can't even tell y'all, like, when y'all see this tattoo, this is my father's name. Like, when I say daddy's girl, I don't fuck around about him, period, right? And so when he passed away in 2010, I was 18 years old. Wow, this topic has been on your heart. Let's go. Hold on, let me take a screenshot. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, a lot of people, that's why, yo, when I say my spirit team has been, when I say spirit, literally, like, at this point, kicked me. I said, ooh, and kicked me. Like, the nudges has been so profound. Even last night, I was sleeping and around exactly at 5:17. So I'm clairaudient. I'm highly clairaudient. Highly. And clairaudient is the ability to have spiritual hearing, right? And so I was sleeping and I woke up because I heard the doorbell. And the spirits, they like to do this thing where they like to ring my doorbell, right? And then when I go check, nobody's there. Like, this happens multiple times. I'll hear the doorbell ring. I'll hurry up and go to the door or look outside, and I don't see nobody. So I've learned that that's the spirits. They like to play. They'll come and ring the bell and shit like that, right? So I heard the bell ring. So when I got up, I looked at the time, 5:17. So the best time to meditate, y'all, is between the hours of 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. because, like, the spirit realm is active. They can communicate with you easier, and it's literally a shift that happens that makes the communication easier, okay? So, but you can meditate at any time, but 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. is the best time to meditate. And so meditation is the practice of you listening to yourself, listening to your higher self, to your guidance, to your ancestors, to source, to God, to that higher, the all energy, however you identify the energy. You listen. Sorry, y'all, my phone is on 10%. Let me charge. Let me plug in my phone. It's you listening to those energies, to yourself, to receive guidance, okay? Before you go outside of yourself, you want to tap in with yourself first for guidance, always. So hold on, y'all. Let me try to plug this in. Thank you for joining me. Even you being here and listening to this is so powerful. It's healing so many things, so many stigmas, so many chains are being broken off just by you even listening to this information. Because some people are, even afraid to listen to the information. Even me doing this, I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not really nervous. I wouldn't say nervous. I don't think nervous would be the word, and I don't think fear would be the word. I'm not quite sure what the word would be, but I understand the power of me doing this right now. I would say hesitant. I wouldn't even say hesitant. It's like, let me make sure. Okay, it's charging. What would the word be? I would say maybe a little bit of fear. I would say that. Maybe a little bit of fear. Because I know the stigma that is around talking about this topic. Like I said, I come from a Jamaican family. I'm going to get into more of that. And so I understand what people are going to say or what people have been saying. And so for me to be at this point where I can actually freely talk about it says a lot. Like, it has been so heavy the past 3 days. If you're in my community, I haven't been as talkative as much, even on social media, because they have been coming to me like undeniable at this point. And they're like, this is a part of your path. This is your work. It's time. Let's go. This is your work. And so I just started researching, and I was like, okay, I need to speak about this. I need to speak about it. I understand. Hold on, y'all. This is fire water. All right, I call this fire water. This is, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, this is Ray and Nephew, and this is some hot sauce with a little bit of I don't know if it's sorrel. I think some red label wine. But this is Ray and Nephew and a little bit of hot sauce, because like I said, I work with hot, fiery spirits. They are, and then when you research it, and when people talk about hot, fiery spirits, they'll say like they're so angry and it's rage. And it's like, what I received is it's righteous rage. It's righteous rage because it's rage against oppression and suppression. You understand? And so they love the fire. And so I had to put a little bit of red nephew and some hot sauce in there. So yeah, so y'all listen, I channel, and I'll say that. Okay, so I'm allowing them to speak freely. So Mama's the Source says, yes, had a dream last night that I was working with herbs last night. No idea what I was conjuring. I was also in a classroom setting and in celebration. Spirit woke me up at 3:15 last night. Oh shit, that is powerful. That is powerful. So they're nudging you. They're guiding you to it. To start working with herbs. I don't know if you work with herbs. No, I think you do work with herbs. To keep going, work with herbs, okay? Follow those nudges, those special instructions. Those special instructions that you're getting, follow those, okay? Because you was in a classroom setting and in celebration. Yes, it's celebration time. It is celebration time right now, y'all. All of those things that they want you to worry about that's going on in this world, you are in the world, not of it. It is celebration time. All right? It is celebration time. I gotta make sure my boobies don't pop out. But that makes sense. Mama is the Source, because and share the live. If you know there's somebody that needs to hear this message, share the live. Inner Worth Wellness. Hi, beautiful. What's poppin'? Welcome, Ashakai. Welcome, Ashakai. I'm talking about Obeah today. We're talking about Obeah, and we know how taboo that topic is in the Caribbean community, and Spirit has guided me to step up and to speak. So the dream that you're talking about, Mama is the Source, I can relate to that, because I want to say probably sometimes last year, I had a dream kind of like that. But I was in the dream, and that sounds like an astral travel, but in the travel that I had, I was in a room and I was conjuring something up. It's like I was able to see myself, and like I was on the floor mixing things together in a room. And then when I turned around and looked, somebody was at the door, and it was like a white man, and he had on like, what do they call them? In nursing, we call them like PPE gowns. He had on like a PPE gown with a shield. You know, like when they can't take radiation? It was like that. He had that thing on. And I was conjuring something up, right? Working with herbs or something like this, like mixing shit on the floor. And when I heard him, I looked and I saw who it was. And that's all I saw. So I'm like, what? So they have been peace. They have been 333. They have been, when I say like nudging me for a while. And so I had to share my background, because I know there are people who are going to be new and wonder who I am and things like that. So that's that. So yes, during the time in 2020, I was one of those nurses who actually, there's a little butterfly flying around. I was one of those nurses who would not take the you-know-what. And so at the time, I wasn't aware. I wasn't awake. Right? And like I said, I had spiritual experiences. Shout out to my older sister, my older blood sister, Heather, who when I was like 14, 15, she gave me this book, The 4 Agreements by Don Ruiz. And it completely like, that was like I would say that was one of the first time I came into encounter with like some type of spiritual information, if that makes sense. Like somebody bringing something to me, like, here, look. It was my older sister. It was a book, The 4 Agreements, and it was talking about how to live and things like that, right? How to treat yourself and how to treat others. And so in 2020, when all of that was going on, I was asleep. I was a nurse working in Brooklyn. Woo! I wish I could see the fucking vultures. Oh my gosh, I wish I could see that. Oh shit. Thank you, y'all. I low-key want to show this to y'all. Hold on, let me see if I can flip the camera. See, I could see them. You see those vultures? You see them? Okay, and when you research it, vultures are known in like Caribbean community as, they will call them Jonkros. They will call vultures a Jonkro, or they will call people Jonkro, and say, oh, that person is a Jonkro, like a waystar, you know. However, when I researched it, a Jonkro is its name is vulture, but in the Caribbean community they call it a Jonkro. However, in ancient Egypt, on the headdress of the pharaohs was a vulture. It was the snake, which represents the Kundalini energy, and then next to it was a bird. You're gonna see a bird. That bird is a vulture. In Caribbean community, we call it a jankro. So I always tell people now, if you call somebody a jankro, you're really calling them a royal. That's royalty. That's a symbol of royalty. Okay, it also represents, thank you. Oh gosh, I can't make this shit up. That was three of them. Thank you. And they gone now. Thank you. The name of the book was The Four Agreements by Don Ruiz. One of your favorite reads when you started your journey? Yes. That's why I say shout out to my sis when she see this, because I know my sister watches my content. I love you. So yeah, so whoo, you guys, hold on, because this is powerful. They're literally like circling around. Oh my goodness. Whoo. Whoo. You're welcome. And so, what was I saying, y'all? So yeah, jankro is a royal bird. It's actually a royal bird. It is connected to goddess Nekbet and deals with protection, like motherly protection, power. They only eat dead animals. So when you research it, jankros, vultures, they only eat dead animals, right? So they are literally, when I was researching it the other day, the golden purifier, because they help to purify the land. If there's dead animals and things like that, they will go and eat it. They will call other vultures from other areas to come and feed. So they like to share. So they are very royal animals. Okay, hold on, my nose is stuffy. All right, so yeah, so in 2020 I was asleep, right? You know, working in Brooklyn as a nurse, everything going on, you know. And then like when they started coming out with the, oh, you got to do this, like I'll never forget it. It was Shanika Adams. And Shanika Adams, she used to be like a video vixen and things like that, and so she started to like tap into her spirituality and things like that, and I used to follow her, right? And so I'm so grateful for her sharing a video. She shared a video, and it was a video talking about what was going on and things like that. And I clicked the video, and that's when I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, wait, what the fuck is going on? I was like, what? That was when I was like, became aware of what was truly going on. And that's when my spirit was like, don't do that. I was just adamant about it. Don't do that. And if you know my old Instagram, I was speaking every day. And people who used to follow me from my old Instagram to this Instagram, no, I was speaking every day, telling people, don't do that, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. I didn't know why. You know, I started to share the information that I was finding every day. People was like, what the fuck? Some people listen to me. Some people would hit me up and listen to me. And then some people was like, oh my gosh, you're crazy. You don't care about people, you know, all that shit that was going on, right? But I knew within myself what I felt, and I stood on that. I don't care if the whole, and it was like, at one point it was like the whole world, it was like me against the world type vibe, right? Me against the world. I was like, nigga, I don't care what, I don't give a I don't care. That was my stance, and I was very, very fucking vocal about it, right? And I would tell anybody that would listen. So long story short, I ended up getting fired from my job in New York as a nurse at that time, and then that's what propelled me into my journey of being an entrepreneur. I started making rolling trays, which are like trays that you use to roll weed, because I was smoking weed at that time. I was making ashtrays. Yeah, that's what I started doing, like making ashtrays, rolling trays. And then yeah, and it's a whole other thing that happened. I won't get into that, but yes, I ended up getting locked up for assault. And at the time, people were telling me okay, you're gonna need a lawyer. I wasn't working. They're like, you're gonna need a lawyer. To get a good lawyer, you have to pay for a good lawyer. So that means that you're gonna have to go do that thing so that you could get employment. And I was like, no. I just kept hearing no, like, you're gonna be good, like, don't worry about it, you're gonna be good. That's what I kept hearing, like, don't worry about it, you're gonna be good. So I was like, no. So then I got a lawyer. My lawyer was a Jewish white lady, okay? And at that time I was in Atlanta. I left New York, went to Atlanta because I was having a spiritual awakening. I really didn't understand what was going on at that time. I didn't have the beautiful soul family community members that I have now. So I was just like thinking I was bugging the fuck out. Part of me was thinking I was bugging the fuck out, and another part of me was like, nah, it's something deeper. And so I left New York because my spirit team was showing me, like, it was essentially an energy of, if you stay here, they are going to admit you. You're going to be admitted into like a psych unit or something if you stay here, because they're going to think you're crazy. Because I also had tremendous PTSD. When I tell you tremendous, my family members that know, like, you would come over my house in New York and I would literally call you probably the next day and tell you I would be like, don't come back to my house. Like, I was doing stuff like crazy, like, I don't even want to say crazy, but like protecting myself, you understand? And so I was like, they were literally like, they showed me, they was like, if you stay, they're gonna get admitted to a psych unit. You know, there's something called involuntary admission, because I'm a nurse, so I knew all about it. Involuntary admission to the psych unit. Like, they broke everything down to me. You're gonna be on, it'd be medications and all of this stuff. And if anybody knows, I don't take medications. Like, I'll say this, some people take medications that they have to take, but like, I try my best not to take medications, even from before, when I was aware. Even when I had my period, I wouldn't take no Tylenol or anything like that, and I would have bad cramps, right? So they showed me that, and I was like, okay. So then I have met somebody online. I don't want to get into the long ass details, but I feel like I have to, because people are going to want to know my story. And so I met somebody online, a friend. I didn't know the person at that time, know the person from anywhere. They came, drove from Atlanta, came to New York, picked me up, brought me to Atlanta for to like help me. I was explaining them the situation. They were also like a spiritual healer, and so I stayed with them for about 2 weeks. They gave me, like, put me on a vegan diet, introduced me to like sound bowls, card readings, like all of those things, and I wasn't aware of it, you understand? So then after some time, they were saying that they were gonna go live in the woods, and I was like, I don't want to live in the woods though. I was like, I don't think I want to live in the woods. And so I was in Atlanta, never been to Atlanta, didn't want to go back home to New York. So then I was homeless in Atlanta. My family would be calling me like, oh my God, Carla, where are you? Like, what's going on? You know, by right, trying to reach out to me and things like that. But I was just like on this type of shit, like, I'm on a journey. I have to figure this out by myself, right? So I was homeless. I was homeless in Atlanta for 2 months in 2022. So from like February and March, I think it was like March and April and some of May, homeless in Atlanta. Literally left the person's house, took whatever little things that I had, went to a gas station, because that was the first place that I went after I left the house, sat down with this man. It was like a homeless person. Then they were like, no, you're good, you can stay here. And then they started smoking crack. That was the first time I ever seen that. They started smoking crack. I was like, what the fuck? Sir, you don't have to do that, sir. Like, and so like that was a whole other journey in itself. Then my mom was like, she laughing, girl, I ain't never seen nothing like that. You know, where you're like, you don't have to do this, like, you're so smart. That was me. He was like, girl, I'm gonna light this shit up right now. I was like, oh my God. But I do have to say this. When I was in Atlanta, you know, like when you're on your spiritual journey and you're very powerful, there are some of us who they actually try to, right, you can live a better life. Exactly. I was like, you know, you can live a better life. It was so much going on. And so my gift started to activate in Atlanta. My hands would get really hot, so I know that I actually, I think last year, went to become Reiki certified. So I'm Reiki level 1 certified, and like my gifts just came online, right? And so what I will say about that situation is I met some beautiful, amazing homeless people. I don't want to say homeless people, but I call them nomads. I met some beautiful nomads who they shared their story with me. It was like a beautiful community. While I was out there, this video may be long if you're watching this, but I have to put like a lot of, I want to share everything in here. I'm going to get to the Obeah, but I have to tell my story. And so while I was in Atlanta, I actually was like, I went to Peachtree, Atlanta, and there was a diner that was on that was like on a corner, and I started going to the diner, and they realized that I didn't have anywhere to go. So then the guy was like, okay, you can clean up the bathroom and stuff like that, and I'll pay you. Here I am, a registered nurse, okay? Just to put everything into context, if you guys know me, like outside of that, like my family, like I'm good. You see where I live, like I'm come from a, you know, my family did their thing, you understand? And so it was just crazy when I would tell people, they're like, what are you doing out here? And I'm like, I don't know, I feel like I have to be here. I have to go through this, experience this. And so the guy would say, okay, you can come wash up dishes and like clean the bathroom, and I'll pay you. So I'm like, okay, then I could like go to the laundromat and wash my clothes, because I had a little duffel bag of clothes in it with like my IDs and stuff like that. So then I would get food and stuff there. Then he asked me if I wanted to, he had a room in the restaurant, if I wanted to stay there. And I said no, because like I said, I had terrible PTSD. I did not want to be in like enclosed spaces. I was like, no. And at that time, I was sleeping outside of a church, on the floor, sleeping outside of a church. Only thing I had was my duffel bag and my coat, sleeping outside in the fucking dead of March, cold as a motherfucker. And so he was like, yeah, you can stay here. I was like, no, I'd literally rather sleep outside, because then if anything, I know I could maneuver and run. So you guys, I grew up like a tomboy. I grew up in Brooklyn, so I'm very like street smart for the most part. I am street smart. I may laugh and kiki and everything on here, but I'm very street smart. So yeah, I told him no, and I would come though and clean up the bathroom. Then there was this one day where I went there, cleaned the bathroom, was helping in the kitchen, clean up in the kitchen and stuff like that. And then he wasn't there, the owner wasn't there, but it was like another waitress there. Okay, so it's me and the waitress, and we were cleaning up the kitchen, and then she was like, do you want a sandwich? I'll make you something to eat. I said, okay. So she made me something to eat. I was eating. She was at the register. A man came to visit her, and she said, like, she came and she said, I'll be right back. She was saying, like, I'm gonna be right back, okay? And I'm like, okay. So now it's only me in the store. Okay? Only me in the store. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I sat there for like, let's say I sat there for a couple minutes, maybe 10-15 minutes. I ain't never shared this part. I don't think I shared this. Girl, it sound real. Girl, yes. Like, yes. Spirit told me to share, because we go through things, not just for us, but we go through things because we learn lessons and wisdom and stuff like that from it, to help others. So I'm gonna share it. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, after a while, I'm like, okay, nobody's here. Like, the owner is not here. The actual real workers are not here. Where the fuck is everybody at? So I'm sitting down and I'm like, nah, something not right. I was sitting and I was like, something not right. You understand? And at that point, I was becoming aware of who I was spiritually, like, of what I'm here to do. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, something is not right. And like I told you, I grew up in the streets. So I'm like, nah. I don't want to say I grew up in the streets. Excuse me. I grew up in Brooklyn, and like, I'm aware of street shit that go on. I'll say that. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, something not right. Something said, Carla, take your shit and get the fuck up out of this place. So I took my belongings and I left. Sis, yes, that's to this day. Nobody can tell me nothing. It was something like that. She said, was this a setup? It was something like that. Nobody cannot tell me nothing, because that makes no sense. Everybody who actually work in the restaurant got up and left me in there I stayed there for almost 35 to 40 minutes. That's when I was like, nah, something's not right. Let me get up. So then when I left, I was like sleeping at the church, like across the street. So this place was some place that would open late. It would open late. After that day, do y'all know that when I went back in there, like, I don't know if it was the next day I went back in there, but when I went back in there, the man was visibly, it was like he was visible. I swear to God, he was visibly, like, I could feel it. Spiritual beings, you know, you could sense energy, clear sentient. I could feel it. He was afraid. I don't know the fuck of what, but I went in there to go get my money, because I cleaned your bathroom and I cleaned up your kitchen, bitch. So I went in there to collect my bread. I went in there and said, okay, I worked those days. Can I get my pay? So he was giving me the money, but I could see that he was afraid. And that day I stayed and I like had lunch, but he was like telling me not to leave. I can't leave my belongings in there. It was just weird. And after that, they stopped opening up late at night. They stopped opening up late. You couldn't, you know, like those late night diners, you couldn't go there late at night anymore. So I stopped going inside there because I just felt it. He didn't even tell me like stop coming in here. I felt it. He was afraid of me. I said, okay, I know that's my ancestors, right? So, and I'll say that, okay, I'm gonna get into that. So then, because I'm gonna say where my mother is from in Jamaica, like I said, I'm Jamaican. Where my mother is from is a parish in Jamaica called St. Thomas, right? St. Thomas is also known as the Obeah parish in Jamaica, because it is one of the parishes that actually upholds and like preserves the African traditions and things like that. And so it's known as the Obeah parish, and Obeah is known as like sorcery, magic, they call it witchcraft, stuff like that. So my mitochondrial DNA bloodline is connected to St. Thomas, Jamaica, where they would uphold and preserve the practices of Obeah and stuff like that. I'll say that. I grew up Christian, in a Christian household, going to church with my grandma and my cousins. We all go to church every Sunday. I grew up like that, right? Nobody came and really taught me this journey. Like I said, when I was 15, my sister gave me the 4 agreements. I read it. It changed my life. It changed how I moved. It changed how I interacted with people. It opened up my perspective, right? My sister wasn't saying, here's a crystal, here's this. She wasn't even doing any of that, understand? But my sister was on a different vibration at that time. And even now, still so. But, like, she was, like, spiritual, right? But I didn't know, right? So, I'll say that. So, my ancestors in St. Thomas, I'm gonna get into the history of that. But I want you guys to, I'm trying to explain my story, right, as best as I can, as to where you will understand the context of what I'm talking about when I'm sharing these experiences where I'm like, the man all of a sudden was afraid of me, right? Because like I said, my mitochondrial DNA, my mom is from St. Thomas, Jamaica, a parish in Jamaica that is known to be the Obeah parish. It's one of those places like, oh, if you say like, if you speak to another Jamaican and you be like, And I've had this happen, and they be like, oh, where you from? Oh, my family's from here, my mom is from St. Thomas. They be like, St. Thomas? St. Thomas in Jamaica? They be like, oh, it's a thing, like, you don't fuck with people from St. Thomas because the ancestors, the magic, right? We're gonna get into that. You said that was crazy. That was sus. Yes. Right? So yeah, so I went back to him to get my bread. He gave me the money. He gave me like $60, right? So I took the money, and then I wouldn't go back inside of the restaurant, but I would go sit on the steps. Then one night I was sitting on the steps. When I was sitting on the steps, I met this guy. When I met the guy, he was like, why are you sitting out here? Like, a beautiful girl like you, why are you sitting out here? Da-da-da-da. And he was like, oh, there's a party going on. Do you want to come to the party? So I'm like, no, I don't want to go to no party, sir. But, okay, hold on. Let me see something. So I was telling him, no, I don't want to go to the party. So I'm not going to get into that aspect of it. If you're in, like, one of my memberships or something, I will share that. And then when I'm ready, I will share it publicly. But, okay. So, okay. So, yeah. So, that happened that night. So, yeah. So, I'm up to the part where he gave me the money. And then I was sitting on the steps, met the man. He was telling me to come to the party. I didn't come to the party, but he was like, oh, you can come back to my crib, da-da-da-da, because it's cold, this, that, and the third. And I was really fucking cold. I was tired. I wanted to sleep. I wanted to wash my clothes. I wanted to take a bath. And so I went back with him, right? And, like, we were in the bathroom at one point. And I wasn't realizing what was going on, because although, yes, I have street common sense, like, some stuff I just didn't realize. And so we were in the bathroom, and like he was doing something with his jacket, and like a knife fell out of his jacket on the floor. I mean, like a butcher knife, not a little knife, a butcher knife fell out of his jacket on the floor. So I'm looking at the knife, he's looking at the knife, I'm looking at him, he's looking at me. I'm like, why the fuck do you have a butcher knife, sir? And he's like, oh, you know, the streets and da-da-da. So now I'm like, what the fuck? So now I'm shook, right? So there's a whole thing. Like I said, I'll go into it another time. Same here, girl, very into spirituality. Since a child, grew up Baptist, Christian church. I have bled through Kingston and St. Anne's. Oh, wow, you see? Don't worry, soon I'm gonna have a retreat in Jamaica. We gonna be in Jamaica. Wow. So yeah, so a lot of us grew up in like the church and things like that. So then I ended up, like, when I realized what was going on, I was telling Spirit, like, Spirit, get me the fuck out of here from this man. So when he fell asleep, that's when I snuck out the house. I took my shit and I left. I was able to wash my clothes, took my shit and I left. Right? So then when I left, like, one day, oh my God, I hope this is long, but I feel like I have to share this story. Oh my God, those who want to hear about the Obeah, they will sit through it. So long story short, I left, and like, when I was in Atlanta as well, what I'm saying is, on 2 separate occasions, I was almost abducted. I mean, if I did not have common sense, if I did not have street sense, y'all would not see me right now. For a fact. I'm pretty sure of that. Y'all would not see me right now. Because on 2 separate occasions, men approached me and they wasn't blatantly like trying to abduct me, but when I realized, I was like, if I would have went with those niggas, I would possibly not be here. So when I say, when you have your spiritual work to do, there are some who they will try to kill. They will try to kill, hurt you, this, that, and the third. They can't, because this was already written. So there's some people who they can't fuck with, and I'm one of them. All right, so that's what happened. So then I moved to Florida. Fast forward, I'm here. So now let's get into the Obeah. Does everybody understand? Okay, yes, my sister said exactly. Yes. So even speaking about stuff like this, even being on this path, our ancestors were literally killed, hung, burned alive, shot, murdered, tortured, all of these things, committed suicide, all of these things because they were honoring their spiritual path, honoring their spirituality. You understand? And so even like, they had witch hunts and things like that for people like us. Right? This is real. And if I go into the details of some shit that I experienced, even being here in Florida, y'all will be like, what? Some I have told. Some of y'all I have told. But yeah, it gets real out here. So when I say to stand in your power, when I tell you to stand in your truth, fearlessly, bravely, courageously, it is truth. They fear you more than you fear them. I need y'all to understand that. They are more afraid of you stepping into your true essence and understanding and knowing who you are than never before. When I tell y'all that, know that to be true. It is a fact. Because even while I was in Florida, they... Oh my gosh. We'll say this. Even while I was in Florida, they was still trying to intimidate me and shit. You can't intimidate me. A motherfucker like me, you cannot intimidate me. I know what I'm here to do. I'm an energy pusher. I help to push the energy, that fire, that warrior, fearlessness, that courage, that brave. So let's talk about Obeah. So as I was doing my research, I was trying to understand what is the origins of Obeah, right? What are the origins of Obeah and what is Obeah? So when you Google Obeah, it'll say that it is sorcery, witchcraft, things like that, right? So I said, okay. So it's essentially you tapping into your magic, the sciences, with nature, the elements, your ancestors, and things like that, right? Okay, so then I said, okay, where did it originate? Like I said, my mother is from St. Thomas, Jamaica. And St. Thomas is known as the Obeah Parish. It's known as the Obeah Parish, right? So I wanted to know where does it originate from? I come from a bloodline of shamans, whether they want to say it or not, right? Shamans, people who can see divine messengers and things like that. But I am the one who is open with it. I'm like, hi! You need a consultation? You need spiritual healing? I got you. You need herbs? I'm that person, right? So my ancestors have been guiding me to go on this path, to go deeper into it, to understand the science of Obeah, to help to remove that stigma that is around it. And we'll get into why the stigma is there in the first place, because even uttering the word Obeah among certain people, they'll be like, oh my gosh, that's the devil, oh my god, those are some reactions that you would get. But I do want to say, if you call me a witch, if you call me an Obeah woman, people called me an Obeah woman, those things empower me. I am an alchemist. I alchemize energy, I transmute energy. That will feed my power. When you call me a witch or Obeah woman, that will feed my power, right? So with that being said, I was like, okay, over the past weekend, I started to research. So as I researched, I'm like, where did Obeah originate from? Okay, the slaves from Jamaica, where did they come from? They came from West Africa. They came from Nigeria, like Nigeria. So I'm like, okay, let's go deeper. So I was starting to read articles and things like that. And so they had a word called Obeah, Obo-IHA. And they were saying that this came from the Edo language from the Benin Kingdom, right? And I started researching this before, maybe sometime last year, and the Benin Kingdom came up again. Okay, so, and Benin, Benin, Kingdom. So I said, okay. So I started to look into it, and it was saying that it is a part of the Edo language, which translates to medicine man or diviner, right? So essentially referring to a traditional healer. So I'm looking at my notes, yeah. So essentially referring to a traditional healer or someone with spiritual knowledge used for healing practices, okay? And so I'm like, okay, all right. So then I started to research. I came across a word called Obeah, O-B-A, which means a sacred king, traditional ruler, essentially someone who is like divinely connected, like the intermediary, known as the intermediary between like God, the spirits, and the physical realm. And this is from the Edo language, E-D-O, and Edo people, E-D-O, Edo people from Benin Kingdom. Okay, so I'm gonna do my best not to butcher these words, okay? So, all right. So with that being said, peace, solo moms. So with that being said, right, I was like, okay, so now y'all, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to figure out where's the origins of Obeah. Where does it come from? So I understood that, okay, the slaves that came to St. Thomas, these are like warriors. Like the slaves that went to Jamaica, period, were warriors. They were some of the fucking most brutal motherfuckers that they could find. Okay, so even today you'll meet Jamaican people and they'll be like really aggressive. It's because that's why it was some of the most, like, the slaves that don't play with oppression and suppression. So I'm like, okay, I started looking into it. Like I said, I started seeing about, they said Obeah might come from the Edo people, Ashanti, Akan. There was another one. Edo, Ashanti, Akan. Okay, right? So they were saying it might come from different sects and things like that. Reckless Andrew Wagwan. Kalis Mumba Wagwan. So I was like, okay, so for some reason, like, the Benin Kingdom was resonating with me because I started to look up like the African military. They started to show like pictures. I was seeing like pictures of the African military, and it was like they had like, you know, like when they would carve art out of ivory and things like that. And so when I was looking at the art, it was like warriors, African military warriors, and I was looking at them and I'm like, nah, this shit resonates, right? So I said, okay, in Benin Kingdom they would have an Oba, which is the sacred king. Oba, close to Obeah. So linguistically, there were scholars who were searching and trying to figure out where Obeah originated from. Again, Obeah is something that the Caribbean community fears talking about. It is like a taboo subject because it has been stigmatized. I don't want to say people, but the colonizers had stigmatized Obeah, witchcraft, sorcery, to connect it to you using it to do bad, to do harm, to hurt people and things like that. So when, like I said, St. Thomas Parish in Jamaica is known as the Obeah Parish, people be like, oh my God, you from St. Thomas? Like, they think like, oh, you do all of this wicked stuff to people with magic and all of that stuff, right? So what it is it is a resistance art. It is a resistant art that is used and was used against oppression and suppression from colonizers. You understand? Our ancestors would use Obeah, the magic of using nature, the elements, the earth, the wind, the water, the fire, connecting to the supernatural forces to conjure up magic, to protect themselves, to fight against oppression and suppression. That's what they used it for, right? And it came from West Africa, right? As I was reading, to me, Benin Kingdom, right? From the Benin Kingdom. Because when I started to research and look at the practices of the Benin Kingdom, they were very spiritual, very into ancestors and all of that, right? And so the slaves were taken from different parts of West Africa, from Ghana and the Benin Kingdom, and brought to Jamaica. And then in Jamaica, what happened was they had the Takis Rebellion, right? So Taki's Rebellion, Taki, Tackys, Taki's Rebellion was a rebellion that happened in Jamaica in 1760. And it lasted 1 year, 1760 to 1761. However, what happened was Tacky wanted to create a black nation. He wanted to break free from slavery, liberate everybody, right? And so they had the Tacky Rebellion. It was a slave revolt that began in the parish of St. Mary. Okay, big up St. Mary. Began in the parish of St. Mary after midnight. It occurred after midnight, April 8th, 1760. So they rose up against the British overseers, the slave masters. All right. This was before the Haitian Revolution. Let me read the comments. Mad nerves, wagwan. Peace, sister. Hi, Melissa. They can be rude as fuck. Yes. Yes, they can. A resistant art used against oppression and suppression against the colonizers. Yes. Sounds like modern day alchemy. Exactly. Resonates so much. Exactly. Yes. Right? So Tacky's Rebellion happened before the Haitian Revolution. So in Tacky's Rebellion, Tacky was a slave from the Kamaranti tribe. If I'm butchering the names, excuse me. I've been practicing my Edo language as well, but excuse me. So he was from that tribe, right? So they were inspired, actually. Tacky's Rebellion was actually inspired by the First Maroon War, right? So they were inspired by the First Maroon War that happened in Jamaica that was led by Queen Nanny of the Maroons. Big up to Queen Nanny. Right, so Queen Nanny of the Maroons, Queen Nanny was known to be a high priestess. They called her like an Obeah woman, a witch doctor, right? Because during the first War of the Maroons, she rallied up the slaves who were ready to rebel against slavery, and then she would mix together potions and herbs and things like that to help to protect them against the colonizers when they would go to war. So they will become invisible or feel like they're invisible, and also become invisible as well. And like the traditional tales, the oral traditions would say that she would catch the bullets with her teeth and spit it back at them, or she would spit fire out of her bottom. In Jamaica, we call bottom a body. She would she would spit the fire out of her body. Right? But essentially, she was using supernatural forces. She was using magic. She was connecting to nature. She was using the medicinal herbs to fight against the suppression and the resist, to be the resistant. Right? So that was Queen Nanny of the Maroons, right? So that was led by Queen Nanny of the Maroons. That was the Maroon War. So she beat them so bad. Mr. Nanny beat them so bad. Right? She she created guerrilla warfare, because they would go up into the hills, because Queen Nanny, they would take them up into the hills and the mountains and stuff like that. And so the colonizers, they didn't know the area, so they would just go up into the hills and get slaughtered. And again, she was tapping into her spiritual practices, her spiritual knowledge. Queen Nanny was from Ghana. She was from Ghana. She wasn't born in Jamaica. She was from Ghana. She was from West Africa. Say, yes, Mama Nanny, that explains why the people, them didn't see my liquor candles when they get to the room inspection. Y'all can't make me laugh, y'all. I've been sipping on Wearing Nephew. Don't make me laugh. Yup. So when you had your liquor candles out, and they came to do the room inspection and they couldn't find the candles. Okay, y'all. Okay. Y'all, I am a coach and I'm a leader, but I'm not your traditional coach and leader. I did a reading with Professor Melanie, and she said, Carla, you are here to lead, but you're not gonna be, you're a serious leader, but you're not gonna rule, like, you're not gonna lead, like, you know, like, I'm very jokey. I love to laugh at shit. So if you're new here, just excuse me. Sometimes I'll be laughing, but that was funny. Yes, that explains why. Yes, that explains why. So yes, so Nanny, she beat them so bad, so she was protecting the soldiers and everything, y'all, right? So Nanny died in 1760, according to their records. They said she died from natural causes. I don't know, you know, but they said she died in 1760. The people said, oh yes, that's good, that's good. Melissa, your patois is getting so good. So good. Your patois is getting so good. So good. Melissa said the people there didn't see her. Stop. Okay. 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 So, what happened was, I know people gonna watch this and be like, what the fuck? Okay. So what happened was, Nani, she beat them bad. I said, Nani beat them, right? Until they had to do a peace treaty. The British had to do a peace treaty. So they literally had to say, listen, y'all is fucking us up so bad. We got to do a peace treaty. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all gonna get this land, da-da-da-da, whatever was the details of the peace treaty. So what happened was, some of the Maroons became British allies. Some of the Maroons became British allies. That's important, because remember, all kinfolk, what is it? All skinfolk is not kinfolk. Okay? Yeah, in this time, you have to see people with your spiritual eyes. Not because them dress up in a white, sitting upon them head and wear spiritual clothes and have on them crystal and them something there. Only for say, yeah, that person is a spiritual leader. No, y'all gotta see people with your spiritual eyes. Use your gifts, trust your gifts, use your discernment. Okay? So, some of the Maroon allies some of the Maroons became British allies, right? So in 1760, Nanny transitioned, right? So Tacky's rebellion was started in 1760 to 1761. So Tacky said, listen, Irwa, we're not in the slavery thing. We're not in the slavery thing. Okay, I had some grand nephews, so y'all go ahead and channel. We're not in the slavery thing. Right? So he gathered the slaves and they started the rebellion, right? They were inspired by the first Maroon War from Queen Nanny. During Tacky's rebellion, the British troops had Maroon allies. During Tacky's rebellion, it's known as Tacky's War. Tackys, Tacky's War, Tacky's rebellion. They had Maroon allies, the British. So remember, when this was going on, Nanny done transitioned in 1760, right? So Tacky started to lead the rebellion, right? And the rebellion was going good. When you look it up, they'll say the rebellion was a failure. However, the rebellion was not a failure because people like me, they are so attack of the things. So it was not a failure because the history kept going on, the oral traditions kept going on, and we are able to piece together the information that we have. Okay, and during Tacky's rebellion, they had an Obeah man. Obeah, like they said the definition, sorcery, witchcraft. So this is a medicinal healer, spiritual healer who knew how to use the herbs, who knew how to connect to nature, who knew how to tap into the spiritual realm, connect to the ancestors. They had someone like that on their team during Tacky's rebellion. So now the Obeah man was saying incantations, affirmations, giving them power, giving the rebels power, where they would say they feel invisible. Right? The white man can't kill them. So they was beating their ass. Right? So what happened was the British had the Maroon allies, and the Maroon allies knew the woods, knew the terrain, knew the hills. right? So when now the warrior them was going up into the hills, they had the maroon allies with them to say, like, you know, this is how the hill set up, and, you know, give them the inside of things, right? So then they ended up killing the Obeah man. They killed the Obeah man, and then after they killed the Obeah man, like I said, the maroon allies was helping the British, and so they ended up wounding Taki, shooting him, and then they severed his head. So they severed Taki's head during the Taki rebellion and took his head and put it on a pole up in a Spanish town in Jamaica. They took his head, stuck it on a pole in Spanish Town to show other rebels, like, okay, this is your leader. Y'all thought he was so big and bad. Look at him, type thing. And this is what they do. They do this countless times with our black men who rise up against oppression. They try to kill them or put them in jail, and then put it on display to make others be fearful and say, okay, let me not tap into that power, let me be afraid, right? So that's what happened. Drop a 1, let me know if y'all following me. Drop a 1. Or drop some fire in the chat. Let me know if y'all following me, if y'all understanding. Excuse me, y'all, because my nose is getting stuffy. Reckless Andrew, you there? Reckless Andrew, you know, say I truth, me I talk. Okay, y'all dropping the ones, y'all dropping the fire. All right, fire with the heart, yes, passion. Right, so they, yeah, that's what they do with the black man. When the black men start to rise up and them something, that they try to kill them, capture them, and then put them on display to put fear into the hearts of the other rebels or those who may, you know, agree with them and stuff like that. So that's what they did to Taki. Chop off his head and put it on the pole, and one of his followers was brave enough to take down his head off of the pole. That whole cutting the head off, it's called the trophy head, and they actually took that from the African military. Okay, so when I was researching about the Benin Kingdom, they would cut off their enemies' heads and cover it in brass and put it as a trophy head. So they was stealing tactics and stuff like that from the African military from a long time. Okay, so that's what they did. So they would say, when you research it, it would say that his rebellion was a failure. And then what happened was, after Taki was killed, his rebels did not want to go back to slavery. So some of them they went to this place in Jamaica called Taki's Fall, and they went and committed like mass suicide. They was killing off each other, killing off themselves, because they would have rather kill themselves than go back to slavery. Rich risings, peace and abundance, peace, God. They would rather have killed themselves than to go back to slavery. Right? So that's Taki's rebellion. Like I said, Taki and them was tapping into the Obeah man, right? And they would say, when you research it, that Taki's rebellion was a failure. However, after Taki's rebellion, they outlawed Obeah in Jamaica. Right? It was a feared rebellion, and Obeah was a central part of the rebellion, which is why the rebellion led to criminalization of Obeah. So after Taki's rebellion, they actually made it a law where if you practiced Obeah or were a client or anything like that, practitioner, that you would be criminalized, charged, executed, killed, exiled off of the island for practicing it. Now, if it's not real, I heard two horns beep. If it's not real, if it's not, if it's not something that, worked, why would they criminalize it? Yup, shaking my damn head. Yup, why would they criminalize it? Because it worked and they didn't understand it. The colonizers did not understand it. They didn't understand the language. They didn't understand what was going on, the practices, the ritual. They didn't know nothing. They couldn't figure nothing out. So they feared it. They feared it so much that they criminalized it. So now what they did was they started to put a negative stigma on it, to say that Obeah is something that is used to harm people and kill people and this and that. Which initially your ancestors used it as a tool of resistance against oppression and suppression. Not used it against each other. I'm not going to use it against this person and my brother and my sister. No, they used it as a tool of suppression and oppression. Tool of resistance. Understand? So that's why it was criminalized, and then they put a negative stigma and connotation on it. So then now, through generations after generations after generations after generations after generations till present day, if you speak about Obeah, if you talk about Obeah, if you're known as an Obeah practitioner, you will get stigmatized that you're using it as something bad or something devil or demonic or evil, even when you research it. Even when I was researching it over the couple of last few days, and even before when I would research it, I was coming across videos with warning, this and that about Obeah is, and I'm like, yo, I was like, Spirit, if I'm gonna start researching this shit, I need y'all to bring the motherfuckers that has the knowledge, that's not afraid, because I'm not afraid. So I don't want to see no videos about no warning and da-da-da. No. They do those things to instill fear in you. And there will even be people that look like me and you that do it, whether they do it knowingly or unknowingly, to deter you from tapping into it, because it is so powerful. It is so powerful that it was criminalized because your ancestors used it to your ancestors used it to fix them business. You hear what I'm saying? Your ancestors used it to fix them business. They didn't know what was going on. When I was researching it, Mutabaruka was saying, oh, like the ancestors would chop up a chicken and put it in front of the white man's house. And when the white man came outside, he didn't know what was going on. And he was scared. Him tekwe himself, because he didn't know what was going on. It is powerful. Powerful. You understand? And so it has a negative connotation about it. When I was talking about it in the free community and I was saying I'm going to come on live and talk about it, one of the girlies, shout out to Street Peeps, she was like, I only ever heard about this. Yet this is the second time you talking about it that I've heard of this. Why? Why is that? Peace, beautiful. Because it is so powerful. Because it is so feared, and some people are afraid to talk about it. Some people are afraid to even read about it. The fact that y'all are on this video listening to me talk about it, you are just reprogramming your brain like never before. You understand? Breaking so much stigma, so much negative stigma around it. Even me talking about this right now. Peace, beautiful. Even me talking about this right now, I am tearing up chains, breaking free chains, talking about this. Because like I said, my mother comes from St. Thomas, Jamaica, known as the Obeah Parish. My mother grew me up Christian. You understand? I didn't grow up practicing Obeah. I didn't grow up practicing, spirituality and stuff like that. No, that shit is within me. I'm a spiritual being. So it wasn't going to be long before my soul took over and was like, let's go. We're going to go this way. We're going to go this way. Okay? So they criminalized it, and from generations and generations and generations made it have a negative stigma. Exactly. Break free the trains. Made it have a negative stigma till people feared for talk about it. They don't even want to talk about it. They even see the word, they scared. They scared. Soon as they see the word Obeah, they like, oh shit. They scared. And then they want you to be scared. No, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. The shit is in me, not on me. That's what I said. The shit is in me, not on me. I'm not scared, and I don't want y'all to be scared. You understand? Even when I was researching it, I'm like, okay, Orishas have a pantheon. Our ancient Egyptian ancestors, there's a pantheon. Santeria, they have a pantheon. Palo Mayombe, which is from Cuba, but they pull from the Congo, inspired by the Congo, they have a pantheon. So I'm like, what's the Obeah pantheon? It's a spiritual practice. It's not a religion, but it's a practice. What's the pantheon? Who are the deities? Who are the gods? Who are the goddesses? What are the symbols? How do you look on Google, they will tell you there's no pantheon. They will say there's no pantheon for it. The shit is so feared. The shit is so feared. If you look up, try to find out what the pantheon is, yep, you can't find the pantheon. So you know what Carla been doing. I'm like, I know there's a pantheon. I know there's gods. I know there's goddesses. I know there's symbolisms. Reveal it to me. I am not afraid. I am not afraid. I don't care what nobody call me. You can call me an Obeah woman. You can call me a witch. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. They been waiting on me. They like, Carla, we been waiting on you. You understand? Like, and it's like, kind of like, you know, like when people be like, when they say, be yourself, because people are going to talk shit about you anyway. So if people are going to talk shit about you anyway, you might as well be yourself. That's exactly, it's like that energy. Like, be yourself. Like, people going to talk about you anyway type thing. You understand? Like I said, once you, in Jamaica, like, once you hear that somebody comes from St. Thomas, it is a negative connotation. They'll be like, oh my God, this person does magic. This person does voodoo. I've had people talk to me and tell me that, I want to I've had people talk to me and tell me that my mother is so successful and stuff like that because she does Obeah. I've had people say that, whether to me or behind my back or behind my mama back. You understand? Just over the strength of her coming from St. Thomas, which is known as the Obeah Parish, and my mother is very successful. I've had somebody... Okay? And I tell y'all that my mom does, like, I'm into my spiritual practices and I talk about the ancestors, and my mom be like, what? Like, where did you get that from? Like, that's not true. That stuff is not true. My mom is like that. Like, that stuff is not true. But what it is it's like once you're born into certain stuff, you have that protection. You got that protection around you, whether you consciously aware of it or not. Them niggas will bang for you. Whether you're consciously aware of the shit or not, they will not play around about you. So anybody that says that to me, I know what it is. Because the ancestors gonna bless you. They're gonna work with you because it's a higher purpose. It's a higher purpose at a higher level. Nobody cannot stop it. It's not luck. I heard people say, oh, my mom is like this because it's luck. It's not luck, bitch. It's not luck. I don't care who watched this video and feel no type of way. I don't care. Say it with your chest. I don't care. It's not luck. This is favor. This is divine order. It is written. It is written. I laugh and kiki it. Yo. It's not luck. This is favor. 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 Peace, beautiful. Peace, VP. Peace, goddess. It's his favor. I'm the one that is going to tap into this shit high vibrationally, because you have people who tap into it and use it at its, they channel the energy at a low aspect to hurt people, to hurt others. I don't do no low vibrational work. If you ever watch this video, if you ever watch this replay, if you're watching this live, I don't do no low vibrational work, period. I use it to heal. Healing. It is a powerful, profound healing tool. Powerful tool for resistance against oppression and suppression. That's what I use it for, period. I don't use it to go tie this person and go do this to this person and go harm this person and do that. No. If you're looking for that from me, I'm not that person. I'm not that coach. I'm not that practitioner, period. But what I will say, there is a divine protection that is around you. Whether you're practice it, like if you're a spiritual being, you have divine protection. You are divinely guided. Y'all know that. But what I'm saying is, there are people who would say that, oh, my family does Obeah and stuff like that, talking it from the negative aspect of it, and they don't know, but they doing this. And I've been quiet a long time, hearing everybody talk shit, this, that, y'all could keep talking. Y'all could keep talking, because you know, okay? This is divine protection, period. And I had to say that. Excuse me, y'all, but y'all understand, because it's been going on for too long. Too long. People talking shit. People talking shit. Okay, because it's like to try to put fear. So now, okay, we're gonna make Carla be afraid to not talk about it, to not tap into it, to not teach about it. Nigga, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Put fear in who heart? Make who scared of what? Make who afraid of what? Oh, when I say I roll with some fiery fucking spirits, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. And like I said, I don't use this gift for low vibrational work. Nope. So again, I'm not that practitioner. As I move forward into it, I do not use it for low vibrational work. I use it to elevate, to heal. The same way how the powers that would tap into it, or go seek out the Obeah man or the Obeah woman in a St. Thomas, or go to different islands and go seek out the Obeah person to bring in luck and abundance and wealth. You think I'm not going to use it to welcome in my own abundance? Bitch. Huh? You think I'm not going to... These corporations tap into it, go to the islands and go seek out the Obeah woman and the Obeah man for luck and abundance, to tap into your ancestors' magic, and then come back and tell you to be afraid of it. And you think me, where my mitochondrial DNA come from, St. Thomas, me, that you think I'm gonna be afraid? I put this video up on, not this video, but I put a post up on TikTok that I'm gonna be talking about this, and the people that won't make the people that block the something, I was watching videos about this all weekend. I'm watching videos about it, and I hear Rastaman saying, burn out the Obeah man, burn out the Obeah woman, fire burn for them. Okay, if they're doing low vibrational work, okay. If it's low vibrational aspect, okay. But if they channeling the energy to use it to fight against resistance, oppression, suppression, and using it to heal, then why are you gonna put everybody in one pot? Why are you gonna put everybody in one pot? The Rastaman is for freedom and unity and all them something there. So any Rasta man when me hear a lick out against Obeah and I say it's just put everything in one pot and the whole thing, throw it away, the whole thing that your ancestors used in the Maroon War and Taki's Rebellion, in the Haitian Revolution, the whole shit, throw it away? No. 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 Wait, let me read the comments. That's why the elders don't even want to talk about it. I'm telling y'all, I have to be, and I'm grateful. I'm going within to find out this information. And then they guide me to certain articles and I'm reading about it. But you know who about to take a trip to Jamaica? I got some money the other day, them unclaimed funds that I showed y'all. You know who gonna book a ticket to go to Jamaica? I don't give a fuck. Spirit said when you speak, stands in your courage and your bravery. Boldly. Bitch, I ain't gonna be going to Jamaica to go find out about Obeah. And then come teach the people. Who mad? Who mad? Tell me who mad. Who gonna do something? Who gonna do something about it? Oh, nobody. Okay. Yep, sure will be down there. And nobody can stop me. This is divine order. It's the perfect timing. Then I had to think about it. I'm in Florida right now. And Florida is like a huge, it's so powerful. It's a powerful place. We have certain people who are in power that is from here. I have to say, why am I in Florida right now? And y'all are calling me to step into this. I'm like, oh, okay. Then all of it started making sense. Oh. So, let me read the comments. So I'm talking my shit. Excuse me, I'm talking my shit. I'm talking hot. A lot of people talking shit. They calling me Obeah woman, this, that. I don't give a fuck. Every time you call me an Obeah woman, every time you call me a witch, it empowers me. I eat it. I love it. Make me stronger. You so silly. Yes, I am. So that's why you can't find much information. Too powerful. Yes, you're not gonna find a lot of information about it online because it's very powerful, and the information that you do find, they're going to put warning labels in the title. Like, I literally was looking up a video and it said like a warning title. Even me just reading the title, I felt it in my stomach. I was like, ooh. I was like, I'm not gonna watch that video. It was like, don't watch that one. I had to like search, and even some of the stuff, like I watched one and it was like Rasta man, so I'm like, okay, the Rasta man, them I gotta talk up the thing, them they like burn out the witches, burn out the what. If it's low vibrational work, okay, I understand that, but to lump everybody up in one thing and say all of it is bad, no. Go back to the root. What did your ancestors use it for? To rebel. They used it to fight resistance, to fight against oppression and suppression. You had those people who then became aware of it and used it to harm others. And like I said, I'm going to tell y'all this. Nobody can do shit to you without your permission. Nobody can do nothing to you. I don't want to hear nobody tell me no. Y'all do not come to me and tell me nobody is trying to do no work on you. Because I'm going to tell you, do you know who the fuck you are? Nobody can do shit to you. Y'all see the wind blowing? Nobody can do nothing to you. Nobody can do. As I journey into this, because I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. I'm an ancient soul. Ancient. Nobody can do anything to me. Nobody can do nothing to my family. It's divine protection and divine covering. Period. And these motherfuckers know that already. They can't fuck with me. They know that. They know that. Trust me, they know that. There's an Amber Alert that just went off. Okay, in the area. Okay, so like I said, they know what time it is. It's game over right now. That's what it is. It's game over. I'm gonna be up in them hills. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be up in those hills. Show me the herbs. What herbs do what? What you do? What? Oh, okay. I don't give a fuck. I'm not scared. Seriously, you gonna talk your shit? You better stand in your power. Talk. Be bold and courageous. I said okay. I was gonna do this yesterday, but I was like, let me do it today. You said facts. I've been trying to find out what my ancestors were practicing for years and here teaching. Exactly. I'm telling y'all, this is what I said. I was sitting down yesterday. I'm like, every other African tradition, like Orisha and stuff like that, they have a pantheon. Where is the Obeah pantheon? Like, where is the pantheon? Oh, and then when I Google it, there's no pantheon. I Googled every other one. I Googled each one. And then the last one I Googled was Obeah pantheon, or what is the pantheon that... Oh, there's no pantheon. Oh, there's no pantheon. Oh, there's no pantheon. I said, okay. I accept my mission. The other day in meditation, I heard acceptance. I'm not gonna fight it no more. They've been on my neck top for a while now. A while. Oh, you want to see the heart in my haircut? Okay. And then I'm like, I started connecting with like Goddess Urzuli from Voodoo, the Haitian voodoo goddess. Yeah, it gets so deep. Like, it gets so deep. Like, this weekend, it was like they were like kicking me. Like, you have to speak about this. You have to start tapping into this. This is your power. You have to. Don't be afraid. They just kept telling me, don't be afraid. Be bold. Be courageous. Action. Take action. And then when I literally read Professor Melanie's alignment letter today, and she was just talking about being bold and courageous and taking action, I was like, okay. I read it today and I was like, all right. I said, okay. I'm not going to be afraid. I don't care what people call me. Call me an Obeah woman and a witch. Say my mom do this. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Anybody that feel no way about it, come talk to me. Come slide in my DMs. If you feel any way about it, come slide in my DMs. Come pull up in my DMs if you feel any way about it. And I'm not saying my mom does Obeah. Like I said, my mom... I'll be talking my shit about my ancestors and be like, yeah, I connected to my ancestors. She be like, where did you get this from? Like, where did you find this? I'm like, girl, this is me. She be asking me like, are you an Obeah woman? I'm like, might be. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so funny. I'm having so much. This is so funny. Oh my gosh. All right, let me see what y'all saying. Probably somebody's too lazy or don't know their own power to be successful. Exactly. And then because they're afraid of it, and then sometimes some of it be ignorance because they were so conditioned and programmed to be afraid of it that when you talk about it, they have been so programmed that they're like, oh my gosh, what? what? You know, for years, I used to be afraid too. Like, I used to hear about it. Oh, yeah, Obeah, this person is Obeah, and this person, this Obeah. That I used to be afraid of it too. I'm like, what the fuck? But then as I started getting older and I'm like learning more about it, and I'm like, and as I started on my spiritual journey, people will be calling me like an Obeah woman. And I'm like, what? Why are y'all calling me an Obeah woman? Then I started like, oh, because they're connecting the negative aspect of it. I don't do low vibrational work. I don't do low vibrational work. And don't get mad at my mama because it's favor. Don't get mad at her for her favor and stigmatize her. But you can't help how people are going to view you. Like I said, once you tell people that you're from St. Thomas, Jamaica, it's like a negative stigma around it. Like this, but it's the programming. It's the programming, and there's a different aspect of it. It is for healing. That's what your ancestors used it for, to heal, for protection against resistance and oppression, to fight back. To fight back. It is powerful. It's powerful. Super powerful. And I will not make them make me afraid of it. And some people be like, okay, well, when you're looking into this, then you have to know what you're doing. Listen, my ancestors guide me. Every step of the way, my ancestors guide me. Everywhere. If it's somebody that is supposed to come teach me something, they're going to guide me to the person, or the person going to come to me. I know my power. I know how powerful I am. And I know how to wield my power. He said this life feels like home. Oh, good. Period. Okay, good. You got song. Yes, those letters are truly in a row. I'm telling you, when I read the letter today, I was like, because yesterday I was outside and I was like, okay, I'm going to talk about it today. And then I heard tomorrow. And then that's when I said last night I was sleeping and I heard the doorbell. And I looked at the time, it's 5:17, so I know it's a spirit. So I'm like, okay. I'm up. I was like, I'm up, what? And then I heard root worker. I said, root worker? I wrote it down. One thing about me, y'all gonna know I'm not capping. I'm very transparent. I can't show y'all everything in my book because it has other things in here, but I wrote it down. I heard the doorbell ring. I got up. I was like, what? Looked at the time, 5:17. I'm like, that's a spirit. I'm like, what is it? Root worker. I said, okay. I went back to sleep. I fell back to sleep. I said, okay, I know what y'all telling me. Okay. I was like, all right. I'm grateful. Thank y'all. Got it. It's like, good. Oracle gems. Hi, pretty. So as far as the practice, does it generate around the following your guides and the messages? Yes. It's you following your guides, you following that intuition, you following those divine instructions that you're getting, you tapping into nature, connecting to nature, connecting to the water, sacred water, connecting to sacred fire, connecting to sacred earth, connecting to the air, connecting to the ethers that's within you, connecting to all of these things, connecting to the animals because the animals bring you messages, connecting to everything around you, connecting to the supernatural forces, tapping into your gifts, tapping into meditation, going into the realms to retrieve information and come back to help yourself and to help others. All of that. And I'm like, okay, so then why is it so feared? But as I was researching and from my experience, because I'm 32 years old, I might not look it, but I'm 32 years old, and from my experience, I know that my ancestors do not fuck around. I tell people all the time. Sometimes y'all will hear me. I will literally come and tell people I am not the one. I tell people all the time. Y'all will see me make posts and I say I'm not the one. I'm not the one. Don't play over here. I always say that because I know. I'll say it again. I'm not the one. I don't do bad work. I'm not the person that's gonna be like, oh, go do this to this person. Nah, I vibrate high, mind my business and do my work. Mind my business and do my work. Woe on to them, as Professor Melody would say. Woe on to them. And I've seen it. Trust me. So I will come on here and I'll be like, I'm not the one. Don't play with me. Don't try to. Trust me. And I don't say it as a thing to make people be afraid of me, but it is, I'm not lying. I've seen this shit. I'm 32. I've seen it, and now I pieced it together. I'm like, okay, I understand what that was. They do not, when I say it's hot, fiery spirits, they do not play. We're talking about ancestors that was chopping niggas' heads off, chopping the colonizers' heads off. Are you trying to put who into slavery? You trying to suppress who? Wham! 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 There go they fucking head. Wham! They chop the head off and ask questions later type ancestors. I don't be saying this shit because it sound cool, because it sound tough. No, I move with love. If anybody know me, I'm mad loving. I'm very the sweetest motherfucking person. But I always tell people, do not fuck around here. Do not fuck around here. Nothing. Don't try to play with me, my family, my soul family. If you know I got a best friend and you know my best friend, move around my best friend. It's that type of energy. I don't fuck around. I don't be fucking playing. It's just funny. You gotta take your notes on the letter. I love when they come in. Yes, decode your dream, girl. Don't be afraid. Let me read my notes, because y'all, I was drinking some Ray and Nephew, so that's why I was like extra fucking amped. So I'm learning how to tap into like the energies. Like I said, I realized that I work with fiery hot ancestors, so people that don't know me would be like, oh my god, I'm so aggressive, I'm so violent. Like if you watch my shit, or they be like, oh, she's intense. I'm a Taurus. My opposite sign is Scorpio. Scorpio is intense. Scorpio is the underworld. That's a cult. I had dreams like 2 years ago where in the dream I seen the words occult. And I'm like, occult? I'm like, okay. But then I started realizing like, oh, y'all want me to go deep tonight. Y'all want me to go deep. Okay. Right? And me knowing my background, I'm like, okay. I knew they were like telling me like, talk about Obeah. Practice Obeah. Study it. Start to study the science. It's a science, and they can't understand it, and because they can't understand it, they fear it. They fear it. And I'm not gonna lie, like some of y'all I know, like I have some people that are like my friends, and that I will tell certain shit, like, and even, okay, how can I say this? Hold on. Hold on. What year is this? 2025? And even like a couple of years ago, I want to say this has to be 2023. 2023, I was here in Florida, and the police came to my house. I was home alone at the time, and they rang my doorbell. I was in the bed doing whatever I was doing. I don't remember what I was doing, and I heard the doorbell. I was gonna go answer the doorbell, and I shared this to certain people, but listen, if I'm gonna go bold, I'm gonna go bold. And so yeah, like I heard the doorbell, And I was like, what the fuck is that? So I was gonna go into the door, and Spirit was like, no, look through the window. So I looked through the window in my room, and I see a police car. I'm like, what the fuck these niggas want? Because I already know. I know who I am. I know what I done seen. I know what I experienced, like I told you guys. I almost got abducted 2 times in Atlanta, 3 actually. But I know. So I'm like, what the fuck do these niggas want? So I already know what it is. So I grabbed my jumbo sage. If y'all know them big dirty jumbo sages, them big dirty jumbo sage like this. I had one of those from Essentials by Zoe's. I lit the shit. I opened the door and I went outside with the shit and stood outside of my door. And it was already in the car with the windows wind up. And I stood outside with the sage. Fuck is you ringing my doorbell for? So I just stood outside. I didn't even say anything. I just stood outside and then they drove off. And when I had a consultation with Professor Melanie, I didn't even tell anybody when that happened. Probably told one person. Because I knew if I told people, they would not believe me. They would think I was crazy. And if I told my family, they would think I was crazy or something. So I didn't say anything. I told one person that would understand. And it was like, oh yeah. Then when I had a consultation with Professor Melanie, I told Professor Melanie. And she said, Carla, you know what that was. She said, you know what that was. But we're going to, from here on out, I want you to understand and say that they came to the wrong house that day. They must have was looking for Miss whatever, and they rang your bell and came to your house, right? Because she's like, don't even give it any power. But I understand that and I respect it. And in the same sense, I have to speak the truth as well. Not saying that that's a lie. I understand what she's saying, but other people may be experiencing stuff like that, where they try to harass you and intimidate you because they know who you are, they know how powerful you are, they know what you're here to do, so they try to intimidate you and like distract you and all type of shit. So like I said, my spirit team has been guiding me to it for a long time. So I'm like, why the fuck would they come to my house? I'm like, okay, I understand. Because they scared. So I said, they fear you more than you fear them. They fear you more than you fear them. Okay? They fear you stepping into your true essence more than you fear them. Did y'all hear that fucking horn? They fear, that's confirmation. They fear you more than you fear them. Anywhere I walk comfortably. They know they can't fuck with me. I talk my shit. That's why I talk hot, because I back it up. I got Capricorn in my North Node in my 3rd house. I talk hot. I talk big talk. And why do they not like that? Because a black divine feminine speaking truth, telling you to tap into yourself, telling you to meditate, connect to your ancestors, connect to yourself, connect to your power, don't be afraid. Then I'm talking about Obeah, taking away the stigma, because I don't look like an Obeah woman. Do I look like an Obeah woman? I don't look like really like how they would say one would look. They know what I'm here to do. I'm going to dismantle that stigma around it. Then what's going to happen? Now people are going to gravitate towards me because there's people who are interested. Some of y'all told me this is the 2nd time you ever heard about it. Okay, I'm here. Let's get popping. Right? And they know that I'm not afraid. They know that I cannot be bought. I cannot be bought. Spirit done already tested me with that. 2020, when they're like, take this or you lose this. What did I say? Oh, I was already homeless in Atlanta for 2 months. Oh, my cell phone is off right now, and I'm still on here. I still make money from online. I cannot be bought. You cannot buy me. You cannot dangle material things in my face. I'm not frightened for money. I'm not frightened for clothes. I'm not frightened for things. I'm not frightened for houses. I got a house in Florida, houses in Brooklyn. I got a house in Jamaica. Some days I'm in a Benz GLC. Some days you see me in an AMG. I'm not frightened for that shit. Those things don't define me. They do not define me. Yes, I'm a Taurus. In this construct, they say Taurus is the house of values. Right? Taurus is the house of values. But I have a son. My son is in Taurus. So I'm here to shine the light on true values. True values. Valuing yourself. Loving yourself. Knowing who you are. Tapping into your ancestors. Connecting to you. Following your soul mission, speaking your truth, moving fearlessly, encouraged, courageous, brave, right? Knowing that you are a spiritual being. Those are my true values. Yes, you may see me in this. You see me post an AMG. You see me doing all of these things. I love luxury. I do. I like nice things. But it don't define me. I'm not frightened for it. So they cannot buy me. They wave this in my hand and say, oh, you're an influencer? You want to come to this event? Then you got to come say this. You got to come show the people them this. You got to come give the people them this to buy. No. Because I would tell them to run up under their mama wall. Cannot buy me. So this is why they fear me. So does anybody have any questions? Even in the Haitian Revolution, they was using, Dutty Bookman was using voodoo. He was using voodoo. They was fucking their shit up. Even before they came off of the ships, they was getting clapped. And I ain't talking about my hands. They was getting clapped. You see, as I talk about it, shout out to Taylor pulling up, bringing that Haitian energy. Come on, Taylor. I just said the Haitian Revolution. I can't make this shit up. Y'all seen this shit in real time. You gonna rewatch the live? Yes, sis. Dutty Bookman was fixing them. They was fixing them. They was connecting to the ancestors at night, doing the rituals over the fire, speaking the incantations to fight the resistance. Why do you think this is coming up now? I'm like, Spirit, why now? Why now? Because of everything that's going on. And if you know me, you know I live in a little bubble. I don't watch the news, really. So it took Spirit sending me the message a couple of times, like, this is what's going on. These are the things that's being signed. This is what's going on with people. And I'm a life path number 9, which is humanitarian. So I'm like, okay, and it's not we are the world. I'm not we are the world type of person. Let's be very clear. I'm speaking to soul family. I'm speaking to the gods, the goddesses, the divine ones. I'll be very fucking clear who I'm talking to. So I'm like, okay. And I'm not going to approach it from a place of fear because I don't want you to be afraid of it. Don't want you to be afraid of it. It's not something to fear. Just like Brother Panic was saying, like, if you know me, you know I love Brother Panic. I love Brother Panic because he don't fuck around, huh? He tap into the shit, he don't fuck around. Gratitude to him. He don't fuck around. And I got my panic pack. I bought 2 panic packs in 2023. And then I was able to speak to Miss Khadija. Shout outs to Miss Khadija. Goddess Queen Khadija. I spoke to her and I'll be getting my panic pack soon, which are like the herbs, the packs of herbs that he sells that you can drink or you can smoke, and it helps you to have like higher level experiences, opens up your pineal gland so if you can have more spiritual experiences. And so I was guided to join I went and joined his Patreon. Then I was able to, speak with her and things like that. So I'll be getting my panic pack soon. So I'm so fucking excited. I'm so excited. So, but I'm like, why now? I just kept saying, why now? And then it's like, they're like, Carla, look where you are. Where are you? You're in Florida. This is powerful land. What's going on right now? Even me speaking this outside, yeah, it's causing shifts. It's causing shifts. Even on the land, people who are not even near me, people probably who are in different parts, are feeling this energy. That's hot. That's what I'm talking about, sis. That's hot. Facts. Like, it's time for us to tap into our power. Time for us to tap into our power. Time for us. Don't be afraid. I'm telling y'all. Don't be afraid. Your ancestors cover you. Protect you. Your lack of fear, like Sister Myra says, is your lamb's blood. I told y'all these niggas ring my bell. This house that you see me at, they came and ring my bell. My friends know, certain people know, because I shared it. .411 facts. I didn't even tell my mom, because I didn't want to. If y'all know Jamaican parents, they probably would. But I didn't even tell my family. Literally, they would have thought I was like, what? Like, nigga, I heard the doorbell ring. I go look outside. I see a police car. I'm like, the fuck is they outside of my crib for? I go outside. These niggas ran into their car. They scurried into their car. By the time they ring my bell, and I heard it, looked outside and saw who it was. By the time I got outside, which was a couple seconds to get to the door, whoever rang the bell scurried inside of their car and wind up the fucking window. And wind up the fucking window. And I was standing there looking at them, and they probably was looking at me, and I was looking at them, and then they drove off. I bet you won't come to my house again. I bet you won't come to my house again. Oh my gosh. Yup, truth. Facts. Truth. I don't got no reason to lie. I shared it with some people, but I'm like, niggas is not gonna believe me, or they're gonna say I'm lying. No, Soul Family will know. Soul Family gonna know, and that's who I'm talking to, so that's what matters. I was like, what the fuck is these niggas coming to my fucking house for? But I already knew, so then I went outside and I'm like, how many people do they do this to? Do they try to intimidate that actually get scared and then don't talk? Or don't come on and share their message? Or they just say, oh my God, I'm just not going to share anything anymore. Or I'm not going to talk anymore. How many people do they do that to that say, I'm not going to do my soul mission's work? Because they're trying to intimidate me. They're trying to make me scared. They're trying to put fear in my heart. I hope that they find my video. I hope that they find my account. So I spark that fucking fight. When I say they fear you more than you fear them, trust me, y'all. Trust me. Trust me. That's why they do not like me, because I be talking hot as shit. Because there's been a couple instances, y'all. Like, after this, then I'm going to come off because I don't want to keep y'all long. But there was one time when I was on the plane. This was last year, January. I was on the plane going to Virginia to go get certified for Reiki level 1. And then I was on the plane, I'm walking on the plane, and I see this white man sitting next, like, in the spot that I'm going to be. And, you know, I'm like, okay, because there are some spiritual, it's not about black and white. It's not about black and white. We'll say that. I'll say that, okay? So I'm like, oh, okay, you know, I'm walking to my seat. But I felt the vibes. I was like, so I sat down, and I'm like, okay, so now I'm speaking to my spirit team. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go do spiritual work. 414, let's go. New beginnings, change, and transformation. Let's go. Thank you, sis. So I'm like, I sit down and I'm like, okay, talking to my spirit team. I'm like, so y'all have me going to do spiritual work, and then y'all have me sitting next to this bad vibes person. So then they like, you have your black obsidian in your bag. Take your black obsidian out of your bag and put it in your pocket. I was like, oh, okay. So I reach in my bag, my backpack. I take my black obsidian out, which black obsidian is a crystal that helps to propel negative energy. It builds a protective shield around you. and I had a little piece. I took it out my bag. I put it in my pocket. By the time I could put it in my pocket, what y'all think happened? By the time I could put it in my pocket, the man didn't even see because what I picked up, because I had it in my hand, so he couldn't see what I picked up. I wasn't giving him no bad eye, nothing. I sat down and I meditated for a little bit. They said, take the black obsidian out your bag, put it on you. I said, oh. I took it out, put it in my pocket. As soon as I put it in my pocket, I turned around. The man was waving for the stewardess so that he could move his fucking seat. And he moved his seat. I didn't have to say anything. Okay? Another instance. Here where I live, there was somebody blocking the driveway, right? And I'm quite. There was somebody blocking the driveway, right? And I'm cool. Like, you know, you park. Sometimes, you know, things happen. You park in somebody's driveway for a little bit. I understand that. But multiple times I have to tell you to not park and not block my driveway so that I can come out. So now I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me see if I can pull out of the driveway without their car, like, interfering me being able to pull out. So I get in the car and I'm trying to pull out the driveway and I'm having to just do too much. I'm like reversing. I'm like, Spirit was like, hello. So I said, I got out the car. I went to them. I said, yo, didn't I just say, the man, I kid you not, y'all. The man was like, because they was doing construction. So the man was like doing something, talking to somebody. And I went to him. I'm like, yo, didn't I say not to block my driveway? He looked at me. I swear to y'all, this had to be like last year. He was talking to the man. He looked at me. He said, he got in the van that was blocking the driveway. It was a white man. He got in the van and that man took off. I don't even know if he told the person he was talking to, like, hey, see you later, I'll be back. The man looked at me. He was like, oh. He looked at me. He jumped in the car. He drove off. So then I'm like, I started to laugh because I'm like, nah. When I say that y'all ancestors walk with y'all, when I say they walk with y'all, these energies walk with you. You think you walking alone? You think when you walking alone? You never alone. You never walking alone. You ain't even gotta say much. You ain't even gotta do much. You ain't gotta do nothing. Just be you. Or I could give you multiple other instances that took it to another level. You don't got to do much. Know that your ancestors walk with you. Anywhere you being guided to go, you go. You follow that. You don't move in no fear. They around you. They inside of you. They in your organs. They with you. When they say walk like you got thousands of ancestors behind you, that shit is a fact. I'm telling y'all, that is a fact. I've proven that. Proven that. So gal like me, they can't put no fear in my odds. They can't put no fear in my heart. So does anybody have any questions before I go? Let me make sure I went over everything. Well, not everything, but this is like a reintroduction. Like, hey, if you need, you want to learn about Obeah and stuff like that, high vibrationally, come connect with me, come tap it with me. I may or not, I'm gonna post some fire shit. I took some fire videos, some fire beta suit videos that I'm gonna post. But tap it with me. I have a free community. You can tap into the free community. You can come join my paid membership. I have consultations, spiritual consultations, and consultations for if you're ready to ignite your social media online presence. but this was long overdue. I feel like a weight has been fucking lifted off my shoulders. I have to say, like, I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I can't explain it, but this has been long overdue. People have been calling me an Obeah woman for a long time, so why not just embrace it? Okay. Chase those crazy ball heads on the door! Dreamy, I'm not playing with you. Oh my god, period. Man burnt rubber. No, I'm telling you, when I say that man burnt, when I say the man burn up the rubber, when I say the man, when I say I went to the man and I just say, yo, I didn't even finish the sentence, y'all. He looked at me. This man don't know me from nowhere. I never spoke to this man before. He's like a construction worker that was doing work in the area. He looked at me. This white man looked at me. And he jumped in the fucking van and took the fuck off. Boom. Want to tap in for sure. Facts. Tap in. Tap in. Tap in. I cannot wait. Thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for being here. This was huge for me. This was fucking huge for me. I don't care who the fuck get upset. I don't care who feel no type of way about me speaking about this, about me talking about it. I don't give a fuck. I don't care no more. I don't care. I ain't never cared, but I really don't give a fuck now. It's like to the point I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care, because it's been too evident that the ancestors are like, tap into your magic. Tap into your magic. They tapping into your magic. Why y'all not tapping into your magic? They making y'all afraid of y'all magic, and then they go tap into it. Tap into your magic. Don't be afraid of it. Responsibly. Don't be afraid of it. Like Brother Panic said, I watched a video where he was like, I done did name the scariest shit that comes to your mind. He said, name the scariest shit that comes to your mind. He said, I did it and ain't nothing happened. He's like, they scare you into not wanting to tap into these things. But it's you. It's you. It's your power. It's your energy. It's your magic. Ever since I watched that video, it changed everything for me. I can't remember the name of it, but he said that. Name the scariest thing. What's the scariest thing that you can imagine happening? I had somebody tell me like, oh, you know, kind of like saying like, kind of like warning, because people will kind of like trying to warn you like, oh, you know, the spirits are, you know, and I'm like, nigga, the spirits fuck with me heavy. They fuck with me heavy. They ringing my bell at 517. Okay, they ringing my bell at 517, telling me root worker. Oh my god, I'm so funny. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Thank you, my sister. I love you. Caribbean ancestors always call out to me, but I don't have any in our family. Yes, 3P, yes. You have a huge 3P, yes. Yes, they are called. I mean, 3P, at this point, they must scream out at you. Okay, they are screaming out at you. Connect to them. They're reaching out to you. I know that. I could hear the music you're listening to, like things that you talk about. You tapping in with me. I know. They are screaming out to you. They are so loving. Like, and that's the thing. Like, the stigma would make it seem like they're like vicious. When you look it up, it's gonna be like they're vicious, and they are vicious. But I'm saying that when they come to you, as always, y'all meditate, connect to your spirit team, and you say, is this where I'm supposed to go? Is this what I'm supposed to tap into? You always meditate for confirmation, right? And when you get the confirmation, then you know it's Gucci. You know what I'm saying? They're very loving. I'm telling y'all, they are so loving. They're so loving. I get kisses, maybe rubbing my eyebrows. I just showed y'all the vultures. I showed y'all the 3 vultures that came in. 3. Y'all know 3 is spiritual communication. Vultures are royal birds that came. They're supportive. They're encouraging. They're going to push you. They're going to be like, do you know what the fuck? You remember who you are? Yes. Melissa, you know they scream. Melissa, you another one. They are screaming at you too. Land drum. Land drum. 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 In Jamaica, we call that kumana in St. Thomas. It's something called kumana in St. Thomas where they beat the drums. It's like a night where someone passes away or like a celebration. They will beat the drums. It's called kumana. And so my ancestors are pushing me to go to St. Thomas, go to Jamaica, go to St. Thomas, to go learn, to go tap in, to go find, explore. And so I have my little drum that I beat, my djembe, as Melissa taught me it's called, the djembe. And when the crazy thing is, when I went to this store the other day, because I've been asking for a new one, because the one that I have, I beat it so hard, like I beat the shit so hard, because I use it to channel, to communicate. So sometimes I'm a life path number 9, so like I have the gifts of 3, 6, 9. I channel. So I'll play my djembe. I'll play it and I'll beat it in the house. And sometimes I like really hit it hard and I hit it and it ripped. And I've been telling them, I need a new one. I need a new one. Do y'all know, I swear to God, do y'all know that a couple of weeks ago, probably last month, when I went to this store, I was in the aisle, like, you know what a register is? And then you have that aisle where they have like all of the things that you can buy last minute and stuff like that. And when I looked, I seen a little djembe. It was a little drum. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why is there a little drum here? And I'm gonna tell you about the scarcity mindset. I was like, why is there a little drum here? I picked it up and I even played it a little bit. I'm like, oh my gosh. It had like a little what'd you call it, like a defect or something. So I'm like, oh, I probably could get some money off of it, but I didn't buy it. Okay, I didn't buy it. I very well had someone with me who I could have said, here, can you buy this for me? But for some reason I didn't. And then when I went home and realized and sat down and thought about it, I said I was asking for the djembe. They gave me the djembe. It was probably like $6, y'all. I said they gave me the djembe. They brought it to me. I didn't even have to do much. When I realized that, I was like, shit, I gotta go back and see if they have it. I went back, was looking for it. It was gone. And they reminded me, they said, you asked for it. It was a gift. Sometimes, y'all, your ancestors, they will send you gifts. Don't doubt it. This is a lesson so y'all can learn from it. Don't doubt it. And I know they're going to send me another one, a better one. Because the gift is in me. It's in me. So they're gonna send me another one. But I say that so when you guys go places and you get the urge to buy something and something is calling you to buy it, buy it. You may very well be like, why am I feeling the urge to buy this? Why do I need this? I don't even use this, or whatever it is. You're like, something's telling me to buy this, but I don't know what I can do with it. Buy it. It's a gift. They're gonna tell you and show you what to do with it, why they tell you to get it, and everything. Yes, they're gonna send me another one. I can't wait. I can't wait. And it's crazy because that day when I seen the djembe, when we were cashing out, the total, if you're in the free community, and if I remember after this, I'm gonna post it. The total of everything that we were buying that day came to $222 and some change. 222. And when I got home, I was like, oh my gosh. But we don't want to be in regret and guilt. because those are low vibrational energies. So I had to understand the lesson, and I was like, okay, I got it. I was like, I got it. I was like, I got it. Never again. You've had those experiences? Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh. When I realized, and I took a video of the djembe. If you look at one of my videos, my recent videos, you'll see it. When I was like showing this book, this was one of the books that I got. And I showed the little drum. It was that little drum. And I didn't pick it up. Divine support for the fam. Exactly. Because like I said, I'll be beating the drum. Sometimes I'll beat the drum. I don't know why. But like I said, from St. Thomas, they have something called Kumina, Kumina. And a great video to watch is by Cha-Cha Ben, Chachaben, Cha-Cha Ben. And one day I will get to meet Cha-Cha Ben. I sent it out into the universe a long time. But one day I will get to go to St. Thomas and meet Cha-Cha Ben, or Cha-Cha Ben will come here and he could teach me. But yeah, it's called Kumina, and St. Thomas does it a lot. They'll play Kumina. And sometimes I'll get this urge, doesn't matter what time of the night it is, I'll get the urge and I'll beat my drum. I'll be here beating the drum. And if anyone who is family and they've lived with me, you've heard me beat my motherfucking drums. I'll beat the drum. I don't care what time it is. I'll beat it loud too. I'll beat it loud. Sometimes I do it for healing. If someone is sick, I'll beat the drum. I'll beat the drum and call down healing for them. Send healing energy and love and support. If I know someone is sick. Because that's what our ancestors used it for. It can be used for healing. It can be used for protection. If I get the urge and I need to use it for protection, I pull out my drum and I beat that shit. I beat it and send a protection covering. I don't fuck around. I do not play. Tap into your power. Tap it. It's real. It's real. It's real. Connect to them. These are tools. The drum could be used for communication. Powerful. You see, when I beat my drum, I receive so many downloads. Sometimes I get ideas to go create things after I beat the drum. Sometimes I'll pour my libations and then beat my drum. Or like I'll do like this. Like even today, when I say like, okay, I'm gonna come on live and I'm gonna speak or I'm gonna do my work, I have my fire water that I made, and you'll see me go. I'll spit the water. I'll spit the water out and give it to the energies. I'll spit the water out. South, east, north, west. Give it. I'm not fucking playing. I spit the water out. Protection, all points. Yo. Listen, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed this. We're going to be having more conversations about this as I dive in more. And I'm not new to this. I'm really true to this. I'm just tapping into my ancestral heritage and powers and stuff like that. I hope this inspired you. And I hope this gives you the courage to know that to speak your truth, to share your information, your knowledge, your wisdom, to share your gifts, to do your work, to step into your power, to not care what people think about you. Who cares what people think about you? They're gonna talk about you anyway. Might as well give them something to talk about. Is that a song? I think that's a song. Okay, so step into your power. Be bold. Be courageous. Know that you got the power of the universe, the support of the planets, the energies. You have soul family. You have people in the physical that's supporting you, pushing you to step into your power. Don't move with any fear. Know that they fear you more than you fear them. As you step into your true essence and remember who you are, honor that. Honor your ancestors. Continue to walk in your truth, to walk in your knowing, to walk in your power. As Sister Myra said, there's no more time for that little me mom walking around. Like, you stand in your fucking power. You stand in your truth. You walk in that shit. You know that nobody can't play with you, baby. Nobody can't play with you. You are divine. They can't fuck with you. They can't fuck with you on your worst day. Yeah, it is a song, right? I'm looking at the song. You said, enjoyed this so much. I am empowered. Yes. Yes. You see, even when you posted your, when you went to the dance, right? The workshop, and it was playing the drums, I was like, the ancestors were just speaking because I was researching at that time. So when I seen you post that, I was like, woo! It's like, girl. I was like, girl, little do you know. Oh my gosh, if you could see the birds. Oh my goodness. If y'all could see the fucking bird. Dang, they left. It was birds that just, it was literally birds that just flew over here. Little did you know, girl. Little did you know. Like, when I was watching the videos of you dancing, I'm like, yo, you could. I was like, Melissa, we need these dance classes. We need these dance classes. But I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Wow. You say yes, and girl, the teacher unlocked something in me that night that will help me soar. I'm telling you. I saw it. I saw it. You could see it. Even on you and Sha, like, you could see it. You could see it. When you was dancing, I was like, ooh. When you did the I said, what? When I seen him go to the front of the line and he said, like, he's saying, okay, I want y'all to do this. I said, what? I said, let me see Melissa do this. I said, well, let me see Melissa do this. And when I seen you and Sha go, y'all put so much flavor into it. I was like, girl, they got so much healing and so much good energy. Like, I was like, this is Melissa right here. But I love you guys. I was gonna say sleep tight. I'm actually not sleepy. I don't know what I'm about to go do, but I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. Share this live, y'all. Share this live. Share it with someone who you know needs to hear this message. Someone who needs encouragement. Share it. Channeling comedic energies. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. They can't stop this shit. It is already done. It is divine order. It's celebration time. It's time to celebrate. It's time to celebrate. Despite everything that they showing y'all, it's time to celebrate. It's time to celebrate. I love you guys. Peace.